When I was younger and I didn't have the confidence that I wanted, like I was very confident, but I didn't have that confidence. I realized that I actually wasn't educated about football. What does that mean? Can anyone tell me? Football education. What could that mean? What could I be referring to? Yes.
Positional awareness.
Good. Yeah. Tactics. Good. What do I mean by tactics? What does that mean? It's almost like if you have an illness within yourself and you're not educated about that illness, can you get rid of it?
No.
Exactly. You can't. If you have a flu, you need to be educated enough to know, okay, I need to drink this, I need to have this tablet, I need to do this, I need to do that to get over that flu. The same thing applies here. There was a moment in my youth career when my dad after the game said to me, you just don't know what you're doing on the pitch. You're too instinctive. You're too focused on playing with your instinct and sometimes not using your actual brain, your footballing brain. Then I said, okay, every single Barcelona match in 2010 and 2011, I watched every single game. And if you haven't watched it, YouTube, full match replay, you'll see it. That was the best football education I ever received. When you watch the way Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta moved with the ball and the way Piqué and Puyol and Abidal, Dani Alves, Messi, Pedro Villa, all of these players, the way they moved with the ball, that's when I started gaining information and understanding what tactics were, what positions were, what on the ball meant, what off the ball meant, shape, awareness, movement, off the ball movement. And the more I educated myself on that, it was so natural that my confidence increased. Because now in a game, you know what to do. Oh, if you don't know 100%, you know 90%, 85%, compared to when I was on 20%. So in a game before, my centre back would have the ball and I wouldn't realise sometimes I need to fake there and come there to get the ball. I didn't know that because I was so instinctive. Then the more I studied the game, by studying I mean literally, I would watch a movement of Iniesta, which was 10-second movement, and I would analyse it for 1.5 hours. And I mean it. I would put it on slow motion and I would watch what Iniesta was doing and why he was doing it. I would ask myself the question, why did Iniesta do this when Busquets had the ball? Why did he do this when Abidal had the ball? And each 10-second movement, when I would study for 1 hour, for 1.5 hours non-stop, that was my education done. And I'm not saying it happened overnight. It's almost like you go to the gym every day, you need to do this every day as well. If anything, you prioritize this. If you're at the stage where you're in your routine, gym, training, you do all of that, and you still feel like you're not playing the way you want to, that's the answer. It's the football education. Understanding yourself, that's the most important thing. So, who can name me 3 weaknesses that they have as a footballer? Anyone? What are you not so good at? 3 weaknesses, 3 things that you're not good at in football. Okay, skills and dribbling, very open answer, yeah? But what particularly about skills and dribbling? One-on-ones, where? On the pitch. Okay, so which professional player does that skill very, very well? Okay, if I was in that situation, I would say, okay, when was Harry Kane at his ultimate best? It is right now, it is in 2017, 18, whenever. I would watch full games of Harry Kane and analyze 1 minute of his play and dissect it until I can't dissect it anymore. I would ask so many questions to myself and I would find the answer. Because if you ask yourself the question, you will get the answer. For example, when, let's say this is a centre back and you're a number 8 here. If the number 8, for example, stays away from the ball, I would ask myself, why is he not coming to the ball? Oh, because he wants his centre back to come forward with the ball, because he knows he's good enough to get the ball higher up the pitch in a tight area. So he knows that he does not want to get the ball too deep and then try and play simple passes. He's not good at that. He's good at operating here. So what will he do? He will stay up here. And the more I analysed that, I was like, wait, let me understand myself. What are my strengths? Okay, my strengths are my ability to get the ball under pressure, turn away from pressure, switch it, get the ball back, and play very short combinations. So what would I do in games? I would focus on doing that. I would not focus on operating in a pocket. I would not, because I was better with the play in front of me like this. That's what I was better at. I started to understand myself. I started to gain awareness of myself. As a winger, when I used to play on the wing, right? When I was much younger, I played on the wing. I knew that I wasn't the fastest. I was fast, but I wasn't the fastest. So all I would do is focus on dropping the shoulder, playing a combination with my number 10, running into my pass, getting the ball back, because if this is the left back marking me, and suddenly I just go like this, I know that he's chasing me. Then I can just start running with the ball. Then I had a good shot on me with my left foot and I would score. So often I wouldn't really dribble down the line because I knew that as a winger, if I'm not the fastest, why am I going to go in a 1v1 foot race? Why? Once you know your weaknesses, of course you work on them when you're practicing, that's fine. But in the game, at times, you need to really prioritize your strengths. Make your strengths your superpowers. Weaknesses, yes, you develop them, but then it comes to self-awareness. Kai Havertz, he is not the greatest at coming deep to get the ball from the centre-backs and keeping the ball. He's not. So what does he do? He makes runs in behind. He does this, he operates in the further areas. That's what he does. Yes. link-up play, running in behind, headers, aerial duels. That's what he's good at, so that's what he focuses on. If you don't understand yourself as a player, what you're good at and what you're not so good at, you won't know what you're doing in a game when things aren't going well. And that requires courage to look yourself in the mirror and say, wait, what am I not good at? What am I not so good at? I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. Okay, cool. That doesn't feel good, but what am I good at? Oh, I'm good at this, I can do this, I can do that. Okay, so in a game, can I take ownership and start to do things like that? For example, if I'm a centre midfielder and the ball's here, and I'm good at combining with my winger because I'm good at one-touch passing, I'm good at operating in small areas. What I'll do is, when I get the ball here, I'll tell my winger to play little 1-2s like this, and perhaps I could overlap him and operate on the wing as well, right? If you know yourself, you can literally communicate to your teammates. It's a superpower, knowing yourself, and that applies to football and outside life as well. If you know yourself, you know that, okay, I'm actually very, very fast. So I'm gonna tell my centre-back, if I'm a winger, to hit the ball here. I'm faster than the left-back, I'll get on the ball, I'll cross it and I'll shoot and I'll score, yeah? Knowing yourself is a secret which should not be a secret. A lot of players do not know themselves. 2 strengths, anyone, 2 personal strengths that you have as a footballer.
Jump.
Good. Okay, so your passing range is very good. Cool. Now, you could obviously prioritize the situations to allow you to do that. That could mean if the ball's with the left back, you just operate here, get the ball, and your mindset is to switch and play the long pass straight away. You're not focusing on dribbling, driving with the ball, doing a Cruyff turn, doing any of that. You're just focusing on, okay, I can hit the switch better than anyone else. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, who else? Strengths.
Positioning and touching.
Good. What position do you play?
False line.
Good, perfect. So you know, for example, if that's your ultimate strength, you know that you're not meant to be running in behind. If that's not your strength, if you're not the fastest, why am I going to try running behind? I'm just going to expose myself. Then when I'm not playing, I work on my speed in the gym. But in this current moment, what's my strength? It's to operate here, set little combinations, get the ball back, drive, shoot, play little combinations. Fine, I'm going to do that as much as I can. All the best players in the world know what their strengths are. Jude Bellingham knows what his strengths are. It's to literally operate here and also operate there. He's an all-rounded player, but he's not necessarily going to operate on the wing and do 1v1s on the wing and cross the ball into the box. He's operating here, running on to second balls, playing little combinations, shooting, getting in the box, headers, just being a presence in here and scoring 20, 25 goals already this season. Because he knows what his strengths are. If he didn't know what his strengths were, and if Ancelotti did not know what Jude Bellingham's strengths were, Jude Bellingham might be playing a number 6, being wasted, playing simple passes and that's it, not even knowing that he could actually be a proper goal threat. Sergio Busquets, for example, if it was another manager, Busquets could have been playing as a number 8, being wasted because no one knew how smart he was to play there. Down to you really knowing yourself, knowing your ability, and also, once again, mentality. You need to start to know yourself mentally. How do you respond to negative moments in the game, as we've spoken about? One way could be to physically have a reset button, which I do, double tap my thigh. It could be, once again, shoelaces, anything. That way, you reset and you refocus on your strengths. What I'm going to say is also dependent on your manager's tactics, but these are things that you can still do regardless of the tactics that your manager gives you. As a right back, your aim could be you play the pass to your number 6, and instead of overlapping, you come in the middle. Maybe you get the ball back. If you're good at quick passing, 1-2 touch passing, you can literally get the ball, play it, come into your pass and ask for it back. That way, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle. You have 4 midfielders. Yes.
Because as a midfielder, I would feel like that kind of limits my space in the middle.
Yeah.
Bringing in more people, obviously, in the middle.
Yeah, fair enough. Good point. But that's where, once again, if you guys have communicated before the game, you will know if you're playing here. Where do you play? Here?
Yeah.
Here. So you will know that if the pass comes there and he comes there, my aim is to come even wider and push the winger there. Maybe I get the ball here and run 1v1. But that's the thing. Take ownership, communicate with each other before the game. A lot of players don't even talk to each other before the game. I get so many messages. I'm trying to get on the ball a lot and I'm not getting the ball. Tell your teammate, tell your centre-back, tell him, look, when you have the ball there, I'm going to be here, look this way and play me there, I'll be in space. But a lot of the time, a lot of players complain, oh, I'm just not getting the ball, why can't my centre-back see me? Sometimes just tell him before the game, not during the game, because they might argue back. Before the game, you tell them. So if you're a left back and you want to combine with your winger, you tell the winger, look, when I have the ball here, come in, I'll give you the ball, I'm going to start running here, so that could mean you play it backwards and you stay there for a bit. Then you get the ball, then you can run, and I'm even wider. Just stuff like that. If you get creative, if you genuinely love football to that extent where you want to see how far you can go, those are the things you can do to really elevate yourself. Talking to your teammates, midfield 3 in any team. I would always talk to my midfielders. I would play number 6. I would talk to my number 8 and 10 all the time. I would say, look, when I have the ball here, if you go there, I'll give it to you, you go. Then he would tell me something. Then I would learn from him. Just bouncing ideas off each other, it will make you more creative. And also, during the game, you'll have more fun. So when you do make that mistake, it's like, okay, we're in a laboratory, we're experimenting, and scientists always make a mistake. I'm going to make another mistake as well, it's fine. So if you have that mindset of saying, okay, no, I don't really want my perfect game. I just want to see how good I can become in this game. I want to see how much I can improve, which means I'm that scientist in a laboratory, talking to my teammates, trying to do this, trying to do that, talking to my coach even, trying to take ownership. That is where you can tap to a player that you've never seen before within yourself. And as a winger, any wingers, what are your strengths operating on the wing? Shooting, good. Are you left-footed, right-footed?
Left-footed.
And you play on the left wing. Okay, so knowing yourself, knowing your ability, knowing your speed, how do you think you can always maximize chances for you to shoot?
Anything Rafaz.
Have you been successful in that? Like, have your teammates found you a lot? So you go here and then you come there. Good. And once again, you know yourself, right? You know that that's your strength. Now, what do you think you could work on?
Defending.
Which part of defending? Right, that's it. Defending is so general. Like, which aspect for you personally as a left winger? Like, just your ability, not in general. You yourself, you know, is it your speed in tracking back? Is it your focus in tracking your right back who might overlap? Is it your, like, what is it in particular? Okay, no problem. That is literally what we work on. If you find an answer to a question that you don't know, you found the thing to improve on. That's it. As a left winger, perhaps you look at Leroy Sané, Man City times. You look at any left-footed left winger, Di Maria, back in Real Madrid. He played on the right, but you look at any player very, very similar to you, watch the full games, watch what they do off the ball. That's what you look at. You look at, okay, when the ball is here, what is he doing? Is he there? Is he there? Is he even becoming a left back? What is he doing? If the ball is here, is he coming there? What is he doing? Why is he doing it? And the more you ask yourself that, the more answers you get. It's so simple. Your aim is to protect your fullback, just like your fullback will help you when you're attacking. Your fullback will overlap you, create space for you, or you combine with your fullback. But that specific bit of saying, what am I not so good at? Why am I not so good at it? When am I not so good at it? If I'm not good at passing after my bad pass, I need to focus on resetting myself. Another good thing from watching players who play like you will see how they respond after they make mistakes. You will see Xavi lose the ball as a centre midfielder, and some of us might think, oh, I don't want the ball again. No, he just gets the ball again and does it again. You just learn how to adapt to the game from watching professional players. Football is so fast-paced. The higher you go, the quicker it gets. And you do not want to be that player that is struggling to quickly shift to the next moment of the game. Because if you are, you'll get subbed off, because football is a ruthless sport as well. It will punish you as much as you want it. It will reward you as much as you want it. And to finish it off, football, I would say, is life's greatest teacher, because ultimately you guys have traveled from wherever you originally live. You've come to London to play this beautiful game, right? And that in itself says a lot about the game and how much you love the game. So make your time count as a young player trying to develop as much as possible, experiment with yourself as much as possible, and see how far you go. Yeah, thank you.